Good morning. Find Out Friday. Today's Find Out Friday. Steve, wow, just like right out of the gate, Steve is like, so my struggle is, Steve, give me a minute. Maybe we'll get to it. Hold on. Hold your horses, Steve. We'll get there. Let's talk about the stuff that we're going to talk about. And if you got questions, we'll talk about those as well. Let's talk about as a St. Louis Super Saturday. Yeah, I know. I should be in St. Louis right now. Kate Brockmeyer. I should be in St. Louis right now. I'll get there, though. I'll get there. So, good morning. Good morning, live from JB's closet, which is a mess. It's crazy. I do a Instagram story from my closet every single morning as I'm putting on my shoes. And this is what it's come to, people. This is quarantine 2020. This is what it's come to. I'm now doing Facebook Lives from my closet and my bathroom because there is no other space in the house. So here's where we are. We're now in the bathroom. You know what? It's going to get nice very soon. It's going to get warmer very soon. And I'm going to be able to do these outside. It's all going to be good. But when you have people who are like in the kitchen doing stuff and in the basement taking dance class and, doing, Josie's got a test today and stuff, and you got to go to the closet. You got to go to the closet. So here we are. And we're going to talk about what's happening tomorrow and some thoughts that I have in my head. And maybe a little, hashtag closet 2020, exactly. And I'm going to get really real with you today. Today is going to be Find Out Friday. It's going to be Real Talk Friday. It's going to be Tough Love Friday. I'm going to share some stuff that's in my head, and I'm going to give you what I think is probably a little tough love. And I need you to remember the emphasis is on the love part. It should be like tough belief or whatever, but part of that, when I'm sharing that with you, is actually speaking to me. So I also want you to remember that when I'm sharing anything, the lens through that I want you to be receiving it is, she's also talking to her and reminding herself. And I'm saying it out loud to remind myself and also to say it to you. I've done years and years and years of personal development, and I've been a coach longer than anybody else on this team. So I've got some experiences that enable me to share in ways that you might not be able to, but I still need that conversation with myself. And so when I'm sharing something, I'm sharing it to you from the lens of that experience and asking you to receive it that way as well. That it might be tough love, but it's based in love and based in experience. So let's first talk about our events tomorrow. And everything is in the events tab. So some of it is very definite. Some of it still feels a little vague to me, and it just kind of is what it is. Tomorrow, first and foremost, is a big day. It's a big, big day because it is our first ever virtual Super Saturday, which means all across the world, every single coach at the same time can get on and watch at the same time. I think that's really cool. I think the situation that has led to that having to happen sucks. But I think the product of what's coming out of this situation is freaking awesome. I think it's amazing that Ingrid in Paris can watch what we're watching at the same time that I'm watching it in Carmel, Indiana, and that someone else is watching it in London, and that someone else is watching it in Canada, and someone else is watching it in California, and someone else is watching it in New York. I think it's amazing. I think that we'd all rather be together live, and this pandemic is sad and heartbreaking, but I'm not going to sit in that. I am going to focus on the cool stuff that's coming out of it, which is a virtual Super Saturday, enabling every single coach in Team Beachbody to literally be together at the same time. And I think that's freaking awesome. I also think it's very likely it will never happen again like this. So I am going to love this and get into this. I am here for this. because the other option is to sit in the sad, which I think is sucky too. So I'm not going to do that. Tomorrow, we have 3 opportunities to connect. If you feel disconnected in any way, and there are some of you that I'm looking at right now. In fact, here's what's funny is the ones that feel the most disconnected are usually the ones who are not on these Facebook Lives. And then they wonder why they feel freaking disconnected. Because you're not connecting. So then you're wondering why you're disconnected? Because you're not connecting. It's just a choice, you know? You just show up, because when you just show up, the connection happens and you get to plug into the socket of the team. So you have 3 opportunities to connect tomorrow. One is at 10 a.m. I'm going to open up my Zoom. I put in events in the events tab. It's BYOB. Bring your own bod. Bring your own workout. Bring whatever you're doing. Open up your Zoom at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and work out with us. Period. Together as a team. That's just for our team. Or bring your challengers too. I don't care. Bring anyone you want. I really don't care. 10 a.m. I'm opening it up. 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Zoom. Bring whatever workout you're doing. I don't care if you're riding your Peloton bike. I don't care. And that's our first chance that we're going to get to connect. Hold, please. I need a drink. That's number 1, 10 a.m. Secondly, and again, I'm going to come right back to, do you feel disconnected from the team? Do you feel like you're gaining the quarantine 15? Like you want to eat the contents of your pantry like I do sometimes? Do you feel like there are days aren't there just days where you're just like, those are the days that you freaking have to lean in even more. So there's a 10 a.m. workout tomorrow. You're bringing your own bod. You're bringing whatever it is that you want to do. I'm telling you, if you don't show up to that, that is a choice that you are making to not be connected to the team. I don't care if you take another class or you're teaching another class, turn on your Zoom and just have it playing. Just have it playing. Think creatively in ways to stay connected to the team. So that's the first way. Number 1, 10 a.m. Bring your BYOB. Bring your own bod. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern Time is the 2-part Super Saturday. The first part will be all announcements and all the products, the programs, the new workouts, all of that kind of stuff. And you're going to get like this combination of what would have been announced in Punta Cana and what would have been announced on today, Super Saturday, smushed into an hour. So it's going to be a ton of stuff, I think. You're going to want to come with a notebook and be taking notes. And then the second part of it is a training on bod groups. And I know I said this on Wednesday and I'm going to reiterate it. I want to be extremely clear on this. As a coach for 12 years, I have watched this business transition over different milestones, different pieces of technology. And the coaches who fight that transition are the coaches whose businesses don't do well. So I remember when challenge packs were introduced. If you can believe it, there was a point in time when we actually did not have bundles. We bought a DVD, first of all, DVD separately, and then Shakeology separately. Oh, by the way, there was a point in time where to hit Success Club, you also had to enroll 2 coaches, and they were buying it separately. Yeah, so calm down about it's hard to hit Success Club. No, it's not. There was a time when we had to buy DVDs and we had to buy Shakeology separately. Then challenge packs got introduced. And people are like, I don't know if people are going to buy the thing at the same time. And what's funny is our team, Spartan Nation, and I'm going to be the first to tell you, I am not a first responder and I'm not very smart. But for whatever reason, and Ophelia, you're on here and you can attest to this, we were running groups with this bundle before Beachbody started running these groups. In fact, I did a training on it at like the very first summit for platinum presenters, and I talked about, well, we're running these groups, and sometimes they're 10-day groups, and sometimes they're 30-day groups, and sometimes they're 21-day groups, and we make them have the DVD and Shakeology, and we bundle them together, and we do these groups. We were doing that long before, because I did that training at Summit in the summer, and Challenge Packs came out that fall. And so when Challenge Packs came out, there were some coaches who were like, I don't know if they'll buy it together. Can you imagine our business now without Challenge Packs? We know it's the total solution. It's the total solution. People can work out all day if their diet is bad. It doesn't matter. If they're only drinking Shakeology but not getting some fitness in, or using the Fixate Cooking Show, or getting some yoga in, they're missing a piece of the puzzle. There's the Challenge Packs, all the pieces of the puzzle. So there was a time when that got introduced, and coaches fought that, and the ones that did struggled in their business. And then, of course, more recently, when we moved from DVDs to streaming technology, thank goodness, there were coaches who fought that, and of course, their business struggled. And there will be coaches, and heaven help you if you are on this team, you are one of these people. There will be coaches who struggle with BOD groups, and their business will struggle, because this is the direction that we're going. One thing that I know very clearly about our CEO is, first of all, he's pretty dang smart. He's pretty dang smart, because what we're doing is changing the fitness world. Secondly, has anyone else seen him on the commercial on TV? It was on NBC last night. Like all of a sudden, maybe it was ABC, we're getting ready to watch the Disney sing-along or something, and all of a sudden Carl Daikeler, like, hi, I'm Carl Daikeler. All of a sudden on my TV, I'm like, what is happening right now? So Carl Daikeler's pretty dang smart. And, when he discovers something and he gets behind something, that's the direction that we're going. So P90X, kind of a game changer. Insanity, kind of a game changer. 21-day fix, portion control, kind of a game changer. On and on and on. Beachbody On Demand. And I'm telling you, coaches fought that. They fought that transition from DVD to digital. And Carl's like, this is the direction we are going. I was on the coach advisory board when we made that shift. And there were a lot of coaches who fought that. Their businesses showed it. There will be coaches who fight this transition to BOD groups, and their businesses will show it. So I'm encouraging you. I'm advocating for you. I am strongly telling you that tomorrow, the first half of Super Saturday with the announcements, is going to be super fun and super exciting. But that second half, the training on BOD groups from Kim Carver, who's amazing, will be the part that changes your business. The products and programs are going to be amazing. That's what's going to keep our fire lit, and it's going to be so exciting for us, because it's hard. We've all been in quarantine for 8,000 days. So to even think about getting a new flavor of Energize is exciting, but that's not really going to change your business. BOD groups will change your business. So in Super Saturday, you've got the two pieces. Make sure you're on for both of them. 10 a.m., team-wide, open up your Zoom, bring your workout, teach your class, do whatever. Just stay connected with the team. Number 2, this is how Amber knows me. Amber, you get me. You get it. Number 2 p.m. Now, here's the other piece about this. I have been rolling this over and over and over in my head about how we can watch and be together for Super Saturday. And I need someone who's smarter than me to figure this out, because they're doing it on Zoom. I don't know how to open up Zoom and watch them, and then open up another Zoom and watch it without, I don't know how to do this. So if anyone with a smarter technological brain than I have can figure this out, how we can coordinate some kind of watch party to watch it together, that'd be amazing. Because I don't know how to figure it out. So it's on Zoom. Can I stream it from my Zoom into Google Meet? I don't know. Someone needs to tell me so we can do it and figure it out, because I have not been able to figure it out. So someone figure it out and someone message me, and then we'll do it. I don't know. I don't know if it can be streamed into the Spartan Nation page, because it's not coming from my Zoom, or the account that then is linked to the Spartan Nation page. So that's a great question, Jen, and I don't know the answer to that question. because when I stream live, I'm logging in under my Zoom account and I'm streaming live into a Facebook group that I'm an admin of. So can I do that if I'm not an admin of the Zoom into a group that am I making any sense? So I can't figure it out, but I want to know. I can't share my screen. I'm not an admin of this. I'm watching the Zoom call. Well, I can't share my screen. It's not my Zoom call, I'm just on it as a participant, and I'm sure they're locking down all sharing of screens to avoid any kind of Zoom bomber person. Also, did you know that Disney doesn't use Zoom? They have like their own service for security reasons because they're Disney. So we're going to figure that out. And we're going to figure out some sort of solution. So stay tuned for that. So 10 a.m. workout, 2 p.m. Super Saturday. And then right after that, we have an opportunity for another workout. Should you choose to do that Team Fit and Funky and Team Roots and Wings are doing together. And they've invited Spartan Nation to be a part of it. And that will be open as well. I've put that Zoom link in the events tab as well. So we have 3 awesome opportunities to stay connected tomorrow. Please take advantage of them. Please do not float around going, I feel so disconnected. I don't know what to do. You do know what to do. Connect. And you've got lots of opportunities to do that. So tomorrow's going to be a big day, big day, big day, big day. And lots of opportunities to connect, to engage, to get excited. I mean, my goodness, this is like the most exciting thing that's happened in the last, 6 weeks? My husband said to me last night, he's like, when was the last time you left the house? I'm like, I can't even remember. I'm now doing Facebook Lives in my closet. So I'm excited about Super Saturday, and so should you be, because it gives us something else to think about and to talk about and to message around. And I am excited about a new flavor of Energize, but I'm excited about bod groups too, and what we're going to do with them in May, and helping people as they get into May and the weather gets warmer, helping people feel better as they come out of this quarantine, because it's going to happen. We're going to emerge like butterflies from our cocoon, and why not be setting up programs and groups that help them when people start to emerge and all of a sudden the weather's warmer and they're starting to put on shorts and they're outside, they feel good about doing it, and they're like, I wish I hadn't eaten the pantry, for 6 weeks. Wish I hadn't eaten all that ice cream for 6 weeks. Wish I hadn't, ordered in food every night for 6 weeks. I wish I hadn't done that. We get to help people and ourselves feel better. So when we emerge from, because I feel off too. Do you guys feel a little bit off? I love 10 rounds. My routine is super solid. I work out every day. My nutrition's okay. I'm not a sweet eater. I don't drink. I don't, it's just, there's just not enough movement in the day. There's just not. And the weather's going to get warmer, and we're going to be outside more, and people are going to emerge from this. And we are the ones, because we're self-aware anyway, because we're coaches, because we're self-aware anyway, we're already feeling it in ourselves. Well, if we're feeling it, so is everybody else. So why not take this opportunity to learn about bod groups and get these groups ready to go? So in May, we're starting off on May 1st and crushing a group with people, helping them as they emerge out back into real life at some point. They feel better, and so do we. Give me more accountability. Give me more dialed in nutrition. Give me more structure so that I emerge from this and don't feel like I've been set back, and haven't even worked out. And so I can't even, I'm teaching twice a week, but when I go teach that first class, it's going to be like I probably never worked out in my life, So let's help people feel better now. So as the world starts to open up eventually and they emerge, they feel better coming out into the real world. And so do we. Because if we are feeling off, can you imagine someone who doesn't have any of these tools in their life, how they are feeling? We're drinking our Energize every day. We're Press and Play every day. We're drinking Shakeology every day. We've got groups to keep us accountable. We're building a business. We're changing lives. And some of us still feel off. Can you imagine how someone feels who doesn't have any of these tools in their life? I can't. Like, I literally cannot even imagine. Even my brother, oh my gosh. I mean, you guys know that you have to. Now, my brother and I get along really well. It's my sister who's the whack. It is what it is. But even he was like, yeah, I had to go to the liquor store, restock, so we can get through this. And I'm like, are you an idiot? Because how's that like, there's going to come a time when we emerge from this. Why not be the people that help others emerge from it feeling good, feeling healthy, feeling confident? Because if we are feeling a little bit off as coaches and we already have these tools, imagine what the people who have none of these tools are feeling right now. And we have an opportunity to help them. It's not for us to decide if they don't want it. It's for us to share and connect and invite so that we become that light for them, that person that helps them through this journey. And as they start to come back into real life, they're feeling better. Because it's going to happen. We're going to emerge from this. Let's be the people who help ourselves and help others. Because remember, what does a coach do? First, we're on our own journey. Then we help others. Then we help others help others. So if you're feeling off, get back to your own journey, dial it in for you, and invite other people to join you, because that levels up your accountability and it helps them. It changes their life because they don't have these tools in their life. So tomorrow we have an opportunity to not just stay connected, but to learn about these new products and programs and this new technology that's going to change the game and help us connect with these people and start groups at the end of April that go into May and help people emerge from this feeling healthier and more confident and not feeling like they spent the last 8 weeks or 6 weeks eating potato chips. Okay? So that's what tomorrow is about. Super Saturday. All right. Let's talk about some other stuff. You guys know I'm reading this book, The Vision Driven Leader. I'm absolutely loving it. And man, it's just so good. And I got a couple little pieces that I want to share with you today. Through. Okay. You're just going to have to, my throat is killing me, so you're just going to have to excuse the cough drop. So the first thing that I wrote down this morning when I was journaling was ideas require change. Good ideas require change, and they require us to get uncomfortable. So we've got this idea of moving towards being a top 10 team. And that is going to make some coaches on this team uncomfortable because it's going to require change. And it's going to require us to get out of our heads and to do the work of helping others. And you find that not that the idea of becoming a top 10 is as groundbreaking as like the iPhone, but I was reading this example in here about how a doctor way back in 1846 was doing some research on why so many women were dying in childbirth. And he figured out it came from doctors not washing their hands. Isn't that crazy? And when he started really crusading about doctors washing their hands and washing them with bleach or whatever it is that he wanted them to watch, people ran him out of town. They said the idea is ludicrous, and instead of praising it, they ridiculed him, ran him out of town. Now, of course, he's praised as a visionary and the father of infection control. And it was just because the idea was new and it required change, and people resist that. It requires people to get uncomfortable. So this idea of becoming a top 10 team, some coaches will resist it because it's going to require us to get uncomfortable. But here's the deal. For this team, for Spartan Nation, we're a 10-time elite team. And I started on January 1st with the very first What's Up Wednesday, talking about where we are and where we're going to go. Spartan Nation is a 10-time elite team. For us, being an elite team is status quo. For other teams, it's their stretch goal. It's their reach goal. Awesome. You're not on those other teams. I'm not on those other teams. We're on this team. And for this team, being elite is status quo. It's the normal. That's what we do. But I'm challenging that. I am challenging that status quo. I am challenging the fact that it's okay to just be elite. Elite is our normal. Elite is our status quo. Elite is what we do. We've done it 10 years in a row. That's what we do. We'll be an 11-time elite team in the next couple weeks. Status quo. That's what we do. I'm challenging that. I'm challenging that because if we stay at the status quo, none of us gets any better. None of us gets any better professionally, and none of us gets any better personally. Our life doesn't change if we stick with the status quo. If you've seen High School Musical, you get the song reference. We cannot stick with what's comfortable and ordinary and usual. Elite for this team, for Sparta Nation, is the status quo. That's what we're going to do no matter what. I'm challenging that right now. And I'm also challenging the belief that everybody's saying no. Yesterday, Thursday, a day of celebration throughout the entire network. On a normal Thursday in the network, we have 45 coaches advanced to Diamond throughout the entire network. The entire network will have 45 coaches advanced to Diamond. Yesterday, we had 92 coaches advance to Diamond yesterday. More than double the amount in a pandemic. So when you tell me, when someone tells me, when I tell myself, everybody's saying no, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. It is, because clearly, it's not true. In normal times, no pandemic, 45 coaches advanced to Diamond on any given normal Thursday. Well, I think that yesterday, this Thursday, April, whatever it was, 16th, is in 2020 is the least normal that we've had. It's a pandemic. 92 coaches advanced to Diamond, more than double advance to Diamond. So I challenge the status quo that everybody's saying no. I challenge the status quo that people don't want to be coaches right now. Yes, they do. So many so that we had double the normal amount of diamonds advance in this business yesterday. So if you're telling yourself everyone's saying no and no one wants to be a coach, you're telling yourself a BS story that you're making up in your head because you're scared to challenge the status quo. Welcome to Find Out Friday Real Talk. That's the truth. If you're telling yourself that nobody wants to buy right now, or if you're telling yourself, here's the other one. If you're telling yourself, well, I just want to be sensitive to what they're feeling. The question that I have for you then is, are you normally an insensitive person? Are you normally just an insensitive jerk who says mean things to people? Likely no. So why would you become suddenly insensitive now? Why would anything you post now suddenly become insensitive? You're not normally like that. So again, BS story that you're telling yourself, and I'm challenging that. I'm challenging the status quo of elite. Elite is not enough. Elite is our normal. And I'm challenging the status quo that says, oh, everyone's saying no, or no one wants to sign up as a coach. That's bullshit, because we had double the amount of diamonds yesterday. So they are signing up and they are saying yes. If you're telling yourself they're not, you're telling yourself a false story. False is false. And here's the thing. Maybe you resist. I call it passion. Other people call it intensity. Some people say I'm too intense. If you resist my passion and you resist my intensity, you're going to have to get over that, because I am not going away. In fact, I'm actually turning it up. And it's funny to me because I had a couple days this week, Wednesday and Thursday to be exact. Wednesday all day, Thursday part of the day into the afternoon. where I really doubted myself and this vision that I have for our team. I was not in a very good headspace. And I think that that's just normal and kind of part of this journey. But I also want you to know that when you are telling yourself false BS stories about inviting, I'm also telling myself false BS stories about not being the kind of leader that can lead a top 10 team. We're all telling ourselves false BS stories in some form. I can invite. Can I lead a team to top 10? Can we collectively lead ourselves to top 10? I was so in my head about it Wednesday and Thursday. Then as I watched all those diamonds pop yesterday, and as you get on your social media and all these coaches are in qualifying ranks and all these diamonds are popping, and all I could think about was, I suck. That's where I was in my head Wednesday and Thursday. And then I read this in my book today, because nothing's random. I read this. And when I read this passage, I wrote this, that even if I don't know what I'm doing, because I've never led a top 10 team, and I can easily get in my head about it, and I can easily take everything personally, I'm not going away. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Here's the thing. I didn't know what I was doing when I parented Jenna when she turned 10. And then I didn't know what I was doing as a parent when Jenna turned 12. And then I didn't know what I was doing when Jenna turned 15 or when she turned 20 or because I'd never done that before. And yet somehow or other, Jenna's still alive at 24, and I've managed to figure out how to parent my children at every single age, even though I've never done that before. Because here's what happens. If you challenge the status quo, you will level up. So when I am saying to you, it's time to challenge the status quo, I'm telling myself that too. And I have my moments where I'm doubting myself too. And if I'm qualified, like, who even gets to decide that? I don't know, but those are conversations that go on in my head too, to lead a team to be a top 10 team, because I've never done it. I'd never parented a 10-year-old either, and yet somehow I managed to do 3 of them. And Jenna was the first one. And then I read this today. Most any honest leader will tell you. The topic comes up whenever I coach business owners and executives. If I ask how many people in the room feel like they're out over their skis, that it's just a matter of time before someone finds out that they don't know what they're doing, ask for a show of hands, and it's remarkable. If you ask how many people feel like they're out over their skis and that it's just a matter of time before someone finds out they don't know what they're doing, that is in my head every single day. That is a beast I fight back every single day. If you ask for a show of hands, it's remarkable. And here's why. Because when you work and play at the edge of your abilities, it's easy to feel like that. At the same time, working and playing at the edge of one's abilities is exactly why people with their hands raised are also successful leaders. I'll read that again as my video falls over. Quarantine life. Most any honest leader will tell you this. The topic comes up when I coach business owners and executives. If I ask how many people in the room feel like they're out over their skis, that it's just a matter of time before someone finds out they don't know what they're doing, and ask for a show of hands, it's remarkable how many people will raise their hands. When you work and play at the edge of your abilities, it's easy to feel like that. At the same time, working and playing at the edge of one's abilities is exactly why most of the people with their hands raised are successful leaders. I don't know if I'm a successful leader, but I can tell you that I try to work at the edge of my abilities. And when you work at the edge of your abilities, it causes you to doubt your abilities, because when you're at the edge of it, you can see the next step and you're wondering if you're good enough, if you're qualified enough to go there. But here's the other piece of that. Do you know who feels like that mostly? Steve, I know you're on here. So sorry about you. You know who feels like that and has the conversation at their head if they're qualified to do something? It's not my husband who's on this side of the closet. It's me. It's women. Women are the ones who have the conversation in their head if we're qualified to do something. Am I qualified to lead a top 10 team? Am I qualified to invite people to join a business that's changed my life? Am I qualified to invite people to be part of my group and get tools in their lives that will exponentially enhance their life? Am I qualified for that? Well, here's the deal, my friends. Nobody gets to decide what qualified is. Because if you've had a child, did anyone ask you if you were qualified to change a diaper? And then all of a sudden you left the hospital and you have a human in your care. And you're like, what the freak is happening here? Who let me loose with a human in my care? And yet we're figuring it out every single day. No one asks if we're qualified to raise a human being. I think building a top 10 team is a little less dire than raising a human being. So let's stop asking ourselves if we're qualified to be it. Please remind me that we're qualified to do it and that I can figure this out too. And let's just freaking do it. Let's get to the edge of our abilities and do it, because otherwise we're sitting at the status quo, which is a very comfortable, boring, and ordinary place to live and work and be. And I am not about that. So even on the days when I am doubting myself, when I am wondering if we're going to be able to do this, when I am watching other teams, even on those days, I'm going to rein myself in and I'm going to connect even more deeply to this team. And I'm going to remember that when you're working and playing at the edge of your abilities, you will feel like you're not qualified. And that's exactly how you're supposed to be. It's exactly how you're supposed to feel. We have to trust in the vision and we have to trust the process of doing the work. It's not as much about the product. It's about, are we willing to do the work? Because the work is going to require us to level up. Whatever happens on December 31st is what happens, but the work's going to require us to level up. And I am not going to live an ordinary life. I am not going to be okay with the status quo. And for this team, elite is status quo. It just is. So how about 12 years in, we stop living inside our heads and doubting our abilities and wondering if we're qualified, because who gets to decide that? And how about we decide we're qualified and we lead a top 10 team together, collectively. When you hit the wall, which I did this week, when you hit the wall, when you feel the resistance, which I did this week, it's called fear, and it's a bullshit emotion talking to you. When you hit the wall, when you feel resistance, the answer is to remember what's on the other side of the wall and why it matters to you. We have to stay plugged into the vision like it's our personal power generator, because it is. Because it is. I'm not mopping the floors. I'm putting a man on the moon. I'm not just inviting. I'm building a top 10 team that's going to change a hell of a lot of lives. When you hit the wall, when you feel the resistance, here's what happens. Ordinary people stop and they live ordinary lives. When you hit the wall, when you hit resistance, and you will, because we're human, and it comes in all ways, and it's fear talking to you in that devil voice that you're not good enough. When you hit that and you hit that resistance, the answer is to remember what's on the other side of that wall, because it's always better. It's always better. And why it matters to you. We have to stay plugged into the vision like it's our personal power generator, because it is. Because it is. The vision is our personal power generator. I thought I had another thing to read to you, but I don't. Here's the thing. We can know in our hearts all day long why we do something or don't do something. Oh, I don't do personal development because it's hard, or I just don't have time. BS. Or I know I need to do more personal development, but I don't. I know I need to learn how to do stories, but I don't. I know I need to. We can know all that all day long. We can know all that all day long. But until we own it and start taking action on it, it's not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. So until we stop doubting ourselves, until we stop saying, oh, I know I should be doing this, I'm just not, until we stop that, and until we own it and take action on the things that we know we need to take action on, our lives will be ordinary. And there is a reason. There is a reason why we are here right now. There just is. And we all have the moments and the days when we doubt and we wonder because it's uncomfortable to level up. But there is a reason why we are all right here on this team right now. When it's a freaking pandemic and I'm in my closet doing a Facebook Live, there's a reason. And if you can't see that vision, then your life is going to be ordinary. And it's not going to matter whether it's this business or something else. This business and this team can change your life. And there's a reason why we are together right now. And why the coaches who are on this team are together right now. And why this vision is on our vision board for the first time in 12 years. There's a reason for it right now. There's a reason. We don't have to know what the reason is. We just have to know the vision and the process and the belief. And I'm not going away. And I'm going to be here every single day telling you that we can do this. Because when I tell you, I'm also telling myself, we can do this. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to do it having lived through this weird, surreal moment in time when other coaches and other teams step back. They went to their closet and closed the door. I went into my closet and said, come on in. Other teams will step back from this. And we are going to lean in. And if we can do this now in 2020, shit, you guys, we can do it. You can do anything. There's nothing in life that can't be done. If we can build a top 10 team in a pandemic, are you kidding me? What do you want to do next? You want to go to the moon? Let's go. Because we can do it. I actually, for the first time in a lot of years, probably 5, I used to have this on my vision board and I took it off. And for the first time this week, I looked it up again and thought it was time to put it back on my vision board. And that is to build a house in Golden Oak, which is in Disney. I had it on my vision board for a long time and I took it off. And here's the thing. If we can build a top 10 team in a pandemic, I can build a house in Golden Oak. You can do whatever it is that is your vision. You can do whatever it is that's on your vision board. Because this is going to be hard and it's going to be challenging. But what's cool about it is that we're changing lives to do it. And, if my passion and my intensity and my tears and my emotion bothers you, get over it. Because this is what you got. In the words of The Greatest Showman, this is me. This is it. This is who I am. And probably for the first time in a long time, I'm just not playing small anymore. And, I wrote that on my vision board. I'm not dragging people along anymore. But I think that I've done that for a long time. And I think that I have, even as we've dreamed big as a team, I think I've played small for a long time. And frankly, I've got too many years in this business and I'm just too old to do it anymore. I'm just not doing it. And if my passion and my intensity and my tears and my emotion and my big vision is not for you, that's okay. but I'm not going away, and I'm not turning it down. I'm turning it up. I saw the fear. I saw it. I looked it right in the eye. I saw it on my social media. I saw the stats. I saw the numbers. I calculated the numbers. I felt myself almost take it off our vision board. But I'm still here, and I'm not going away. And it's still on my vision board, and I'm still wearing the bracelet, and we're still going to do it. And it's going to take work, and we're all going to do it together. And to do it, we're going to change a lot of lives, which is the point of why we're here, and why we're here together, and why we're here right now, and why we are here in this weird, surreal moment in time in 2020. This is why. I'm going to turn it up, because that's how I'm going to drown out the doubt and the fear. I suggest you do that too, because I'm not okay with status quo. I'm not okay with ordinary. I'm not okay with average. And sometimes there have been times in my coaching life when I have given into it a little bit, and it's taken a lot of work to snap myself out of it. And because that's easy, yeah, it's easy to be average. I'm not doing that. Just not. So I'm turning it up. Get ready. Get ready for more. If you were sick of me before, too freaking bad, because here I am. And I am Technicolor, baby. Tears, emotions, passion, intensity, all of it. I am here. I am not going away. We are going to be a top 10 team. We're going to light the way for other people to get through this pandemic and beyond. We're going to change a lot of lives, including our own. We're going to start with us and our journey. We're going to help others in their journey, and we're going to help others help others. And we're going to do it at a level that we've never done it before, because status quo is bullshit, and I'm tired of it. If you want on this ride, and you're ready to say bye-bye to ordinary and average, then let's go. Turn up the volume with me. Because what we can do together is extraordinary. I'm not just mopping floors here. Putting a man on the moon. I'm not just doing Facebook Lives in my closet. I'm building a top 10 team. And I want you right by my side as we do it. I'll see you tomorrow for Super Saturday. Let's make it a great day.